Well, good morning. We're about a month into spring. Things are definitely blooming. This is the snowball viburnum. It's it's had blooms on it for a while. They're just starting to turn white. We still have, I don't know. I see one that's still kind of on the green side there, but for the most part, it's in full bloom, and it's looking pretty nice. I can see where I need to prune some though on it. So I really kind of want it to have a canopy or a more look of a canopy on it. So I need to clean up some of this bushy stuff towards the bottom, which I know the sun is really harsh right now. Also want to show you this new little area that I put in. I had these retaining blocks left over from another bed that I had that I took out, and so I decided to get them out of the way and use them for something. So I got this planted up yesterday, and then I've just put that little bird bath in there because the bird feeder's right there by it, so the birds can enjoy that. And the crabapple has gone out of bloom, but I'm going to have a stunning crop of crab apples for the birds. There are little crab apples on it everywhere, so I'm very pleased with that. Hopefully the birds will enjoy those. So we only had a handful last year, so the wisteria is starting to fill out, and the blooms are opening on it. It's kind of loaded with blooms. It's never had quite so many. I know I'm in and out of the light here, but it really is looking nice. Just trying to get a place where you can actually see it without the sun being so harsh. I did find some calibrachoas to put in my planters here on top of it. Well, to the side of it anyways. I kind of had my heart set on yellow ones, but I couldn't find any, so it was red or purple. So I went with the red. Everything's just looking really good. For the first time, this gold dust alyssum has bloomed, and I was about ready to give up on it and pull it out, and it bloomed. And then I got the package out and was looking at it, because for some reason when I planted it here, I thought it was semi-shade to shade plant. Well, it's semi-shade to sun plant, which may have something to do with why it hadn't bloomed until now, but I'm glad I kind of waited on it. It's taken it 3 years though, so that's a long time to wait for a plant to bloom. The allium are just going crazy. See, maybe you can see there's a little big bumblebee on there. I don't want to get too close and disturb it, but I need to weed again. But things are coming along very nicely. I have one tomato growing, which actually was growing in the seed room before I brought it out here. So let me find it. Oh, there it is. But it is getting larger, so it's doing quite well. You can see it back there. We have a lot of little blooms there, so hopefully we'll be getting tomatoes before too long. I put in this little area yesterday, and I have some canna lilies in there that I started from seed. They'll be the dark saturated pink or fuchsia colored. A couple of them were looking pretty wimpy, and I don't know, it doesn't look like maybe they survived. There's one right there. I know that one may still be alive. This is a new little half basket that I put up here. Just ordered that off Amazon. There is some creeping Ginny in there, but it's not very big yet, so. It's starting to get warm out here. It's a little cool, but I think it's supposed to be in the upper 70s today. And oh, we have peppers too. I haven't seen any of the jalapenos, but we do have cayenne peppers coming on. We'll find one that has several on it, maybe. There's one and another one. Oh. Anyhow, they're coming along quite nicely for being baby plants still. I planted this jasmine yesterday, and I decided to go ahead and put it in this pot. And I've run some string alongside the fence here to hopefully help it find its way. I probably need to put some more up. I didn't realize how many stems were actually coming out of there because they were kind of all tied into one bundle and attached to a stick. So, but I'm hoping that will climb the fence and go along it, and we'll have some sweet smell of jasmine here before too long. This whole big unplanted area here, I'm still waiting for my zinnias and cosmos, which I had to restart. So, but the larkspur is in bloom, and the bees have just been, I don't see any out here right now, but they have really been enjoying it, as well as the butterflies. I'm glad I ended up with a variety of the colors. I was kind of afraid by pulling so much out that I would end up with not all three of the colors that I'm used to having out here. So we have the darker purple, the pink, and then the lighter purple or lilac colored. The clematis has been blooming for a while now. It's climbing really nicely. We have some blooms up top that aren't quite open yet, but I'm glad to see that they're there. It's been blooming so far just at ground level, or pretty much at ground level, so. There are some new things in the garden. I'm not going to go through them all today. I just kind of want to give you a quick overview. This little planter I planted up yesterday. Well, it's a pretty good sized planter. Just with dahlia and petunia. Right now it's a little hard to find everything that you want, so you just kind of have to get what you can get. Hey, the sun went behind a cloud for a minute. And there's a train, as always. Have some bachelor's buttons and some yarrow. I did pick up a few more yarrow plants. Well, actually, I didn't pick them up. I'm sorry. Those are ones that I grew. I can't remember what color they're supposed to be. In fact, I think it may be a mix. See, all of these little ratty seedlings that are popping up here, those are pretty much all from an elm tree. And let's try to get one picked up here. This is what they look like when they shower down on you. And the neighbors behind the alley or across the alley have a big old elm tree. And one day I was out here and it was just raining those things everywhere. And this is actually the worst year I've ever had that they have fallen into my yard, and it just happened to be the way the wind was blowing and blowing so hard. So I have been working like crazy trying to keep those from actually getting too attached to the yard. I have some more larkspur over here, and it's about to start showing some color, but it's a little bit farther behind than that other. But I'll go back here. I want to show you how horrible these elm seedlings are. Every single one of those is an elm seedling, and they have a long taproot. And so if you don't get them out at an early stage, that one I kind of broke off, then they can really get stuck there in the ground, and then they're really, really hard to do anything with. So actually my son's been helping me with that, keep them pulled out. I didn't get to this bed yesterday, but it's a nightmare. So the kale is still looking okay. We had a few cool days where it just barely got up to the 60s, and it had started to lose its color, and now it's kind of got it back again. So I'm glad for that. The hostas are opening up. In fact, I have the huge one out here alongside the house that I should have divided, and I probably had it on my list of things to divide, but I just didn't get around to it. So I'll show you how absolutely huge it is. Have some impatiens in there, some heuchera, some more kale. Look at that beast. It is a beast. It hasn't completely unfurled yet, but it looks like it might be having a tougher time just because there's such a big mass of it there. I mean, it's probably 3 foot wide already. Like I say, it's not completely unfurled yet, so we'll see what happens with that. The rose bushes here along the side of the house are just about to spring into good smelling roses. I think I've said before, this is the best smelling rose, and I can hardly wait. I see one dead area in here that I need to get trimmed out, but it's a good looking bush. Looks like we're going to have lots of blooms. The other one, oh, I guess it does have some blooms on it. I need to get it trimmed up a little bit too. Apparently I didn't do that, but it wouldn't take much. And this is the pink ones, but it has quite a few blooms on it. Well, that one's about to open there. So anyways, I just kind of wanted to show you what's kind of popping out, what has some color, and give you a quick overview here before the snowball bush is gone and things change much more. My lilac bush is blooming. It's not in full bloom yet, but it will be shortly. This other little lilac here that I'd kind of been disappointed in, it's actually blooming pretty nicely. I think what happened last year is because it had all these right here, but it never actually turned into the little flowers, bloomed out into the flowers. I think perhaps we had gotten a cold snap or something, because I'm like, I don't like the look of that. That's nothing. That's for a lilac, that's just absolutely nothing at all. But this is gorgeous. And there's a lot of blooms on there. So if it turns into that, it's definitely a keeper. The wisteria I'm still just totally in love with. I just can't get over how much better that looks off that little lattice work than it did on it. So, yeah. My snapdragons down here are growing in great, and they've been out for about 6 weeks now. So, they're not putting on fantastic growth yet. It's just been too cool, but they've been bulking up for sure. I didn't pinch any of them back, but you can see that's a pretty, well, there's two there, I guess, but that's one, and it's really, really nice. So, I guess we talked about the allium, didn't we? I don't know if I showed you this allium out here. This has been here. I put these bulbs in last year, and I really was beginning to wonder if they were going to do anything. And I thought about pulling them out, and then all of a sudden they started popping up their flower buds. So I'm very happy with that. So they can stay another year at least. Everywhere where you see these little stakes, I have dahlias, and I didn't want to forget where I had them, and the dahlias may need staked up anyway, so it doesn't hurt to have a stake in the ground. It just doesn't look great. I love these red geraniums. I wish I had got more of them. They just kind of make everything else stand out against them. I think the reds actually bring the other colors to life, so that's my theory with using red, but I really want to see every color in my garden, so that's my goal for this year, to see all the colors, which was kind of my goal last year, to see all the colors, and I did some, but probably not as much as I'm going to this year, or as much as I plan to this year. Anyhow, I hate looking at that dirt there, but before too long we'll have it planted up, I hope. Well, we're going to continue on with the spring. It's a good one. I have definitely been enjoying it, got a lot done, and I hope you are too. Till next time, bye.